Hey there everyone, Dr. Beth Westy here, and I do these videos just to educate women more on their bodies, how they function, hormones, and how to match your nutrition with what your body really needs and at what time either of the month or your life, getting you towards your goals that much easier and faster, because when your body functions better, you feel better and it's easier to get your results. I'm the author of the book, The Female Fat Solution, which is on Amazon. And then I also have a YouTube channel, which is Dr. Beth Westy. And I'll put a link below that you guys can subscribe there because there's a ton of information. And then I also have a podcast called The Female Health Solution. Tons and tons of information there. Now, for the month of March, because I have gotten a myriad of questions from women literally all over the world, and this has been kind of increasing over the past 6 months, that women have been reaching out to me, contacting me, sending me messages, just wanting more information on fertility. And the reason is because there's not a lot out there for women to really grasp onto and follow steps on and really understand what is happening with their bodies. And then there's this whole other pressure and emotional ties that occur because you feel so let down when things don't function correctly in your own body. And oftentimes then if something's off or wrong, you feel like, I don't even know what to do. I'm trapped in this body and I don't know how it responds. I'm not sure what to do next, right? And it can be one of the most heartbreaking and frustrating things ever. So I'm doing an entire fertility series this month. So stay tuned for tons of info content. Please, if you know someone who is needing this information, I would so love and appreciate you sharing this message with them. I do have a free download for you. So I'm going to put the link below. This is going to be the top 5 fertility supplements that you may be missing. So I'm going to put that link below. It's totally free, and it is all about supplements to get your body feeling better. Now it's geared off of things like this, some of the myths that women are told about fertility, and some of these things that are really just gnawing away at us. I'm clenching my teeth because it's so frustrating, right? Now, I myself, I do have children, right? I do have children now, but I went through some tough issues with my hormones and cycles and actually had a miscarriage in between my 2 girls. My second and third, children that were live births, in between there, I had a miscarriage. And actually in that time, and my hormones were off, and I was asking a ton of questions. And this was also at a time where I had just gotten my doctorate. And I was asking my OB lots of questions about what's happening, what's going on, what should I expect, all these things, right? And because after that, that's when we had actually decided to try and conceive again. And it was not helpful. It wasn't helpful, right? So this is what I'm doing now. I'm really serving women for this whole month in the realm of fertility. So if that's not something you're wanting to work on, no big deal. If you have other questions, you can always reach out to me and ask. But I wanted to do a deep dive here for a little bit to really get some great information out for women who are really wanting it. So the myth that women go through, and these are some top myths that I know are just out there, right? That all women are told are just to relax, right? Just relax. It's gonna be fine. Just relax. What's your hurry? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hello, relax. What? Do you have any idea how stressful that is? And you just telling me relax just piled on more stress to my body. And now the effect of that stress is now causing more stress and more damage to my system. And this is huge negative cycle, right? So one of the these supplements that I have in the free download for you is actually targeting that specifically, because that's something that is really missed. Now, in myths that are out there, I'm addressing this specifically in this video, but I'm going to do a ton more information about, also things that are being missed. That's information out there for women, and things that are being missed when you're going in to the doctor. But relax is something that people will just say, oh, come on, it'll be fine, right? And people aren't saying it to try and be mean. They're just saying it because I think sometimes they don't know what to say, or they figure, hey, it'll happen at some point. What's your hurry, right? And it's like, but they don't understand that every day that goes by, every month that slips past is heartbreaking and devastating to then keep going through again and again. Because the thing is that it feels like you're no closer to your goal because nothing has changed. That's the biggest reason that you are looking for a different solution out there. So realize that you're not alone. This isn't not you. You are not crazy. It's not in your head. These are the things that people just kind of generally say like, oh, it'll be fine. No big deal. Oh, right? Okay. This one, just do it more. Right? What? Yeah. Or they never had fertility issues. Yes, Emily, right? Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. So, or people just saying like, oh, you just need to do it more. That's it. Like, it'll be totally fine. Come on. Really? So I'm going to do a little deep dive for a second, just share a little bit more about, and this is going to be stuff I unravel, over the next week or so, because women are told, I don't want to say flat out lies, but very hazy truths about our bodies. Like growing up, I can't even tell you how many times I was lectured to from different things, or like all these like scary messages. You can get pregnant anytime. It doesn't matter if you're on your period. You can get pregnant. Danger, danger, danger. That's not technically, I mean, like, is it possible? Sure. Like, if you don't have a regular cycle, as puberty is onsetting, could you release an egg at any time if your body is not regulated? Sure. But in a, like, adult female, how the reproductive system works, right? And I'm a women's hormone expert. It's not like you're just, like, popping out eggs left and right here, right? There is a actual smaller window that is your fertile window. And it is not the same for every woman. It's not. What my fertile window is going to be different than somebody else's. Now, there's different cues. There's different ways your body can tell you, basal body temperature or something. And again, I'm going to go through and teach all on this so you can understand exactly what this is. But this is one of those things too that people think, oh, you can get pregnant at any time. And it's like, actually, your body can't. And if you have anything off in your system, it will throw off that ovulation. It will throw off your cycle. And it can happen like that. Example, how many of you have ever been stressed out, had a stressful time, and you either skip a period or your period's late? It's stress. It's cortisol and the impact of cortisol and how it changes the precursors to estrogen and progesterone, and it throws it off then. Right? So then your body is not doing the same thing at the same time as it did before, only you don't necessarily know it. You may still have some of the signs and symptoms and these things going on, and you may think, oh, I just missed my fertile window. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why it didn't happen, right? It's not like just doing it all the time is actually going to help, because it does need to be timed and specific and everything. And for the female body, it can change, which is super frustrating to feel like, oh my gosh, now I have to chase this moving target. Well, maybe, but again, if you can narrow down your body's signals better, you'll have a better idea about what's going on. And if you can recognize when your body is more stressed out, that would be a potential that things would change. So just keep that in mind. Again, we'll go into some of this more. If you have questions on this, or if you want more information, please don't hesitate and let me know. I'm actually going to be doing a webinar on Sunday. I'm not releasing the info yet, but if you want sort of a pre-invitation, just send me a message. Send me a message right here directly on, Facebook, or send me an email or something, and I will send you the link to get pre-enrolled for it, because I'm going to be deep diving into all of these things on this webinar. But first, download what I put below, the 5 fertility supplements that you are probably missing, because everybody says things like, oh, take this and that, oh, take this, vitamin B. Okay, sure. But if your body's too stressed out and it's throwing off your hormone cycle, you can take all the B vitamin in the world. It's not going to help cut down that stress, right? The last thing I'm going to cover here is that diet and exercise don't matter. It's one of those things I feel like is such a mixed message. I mean, how many times have you heard you are what you eat, right? Health professionals say you are what you eat. Yet when you're actually looking at a specific issue, oh yeah, your diet doesn't matter at all. None of that works. I was told this when I went in with ovarian cysts, when I had a cyst that burst and put me on the floor And my husband was so worried, he took me to the ER, and I was like, listen, I don't understand. I'm eating really clean. I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, no sugar, no alcohol. You know, I'm taking these cleanse things. I'm trying to do this, that, and the other. And he was like, yeah, none of that matters. None of this is going to help you. I don't know why you're wasting your time with that. Still mad about it. I'm still mad. And that was like 7 years ago. It does matter, right? It does matter. I was just missing the point in terms of what my body really, really needed. But these things do matter. I'm not even going to get into why they say they don't matter, because that's not going to be helpful. But just know that it does matter. Now, I do talk a lot about women and their hormones and nutrition that matches their hormone and cycle. But in reality, too, I have different programs for women in different phases of life and what they need. So I'm not going to chat about what I have coming up right now, but some really, really exciting things, some very specific things for the female body, for fertility. Again, if you guys have questions on this, if you have been struggling, if you are not sure about what to do next, please don't hesitate to, reach out to me, ask a question. You can get pre-enrolled for the webinar I have coming up, but then, first get these supplements, the 5 supplements that you're probably missing for fertility, because along with these myths, when you look and just Google, you can Google supplements for fertility. They'll be like, oh, the seven supplements for fertility. Good. They're good, but they're not specific to your body, right? Or they're not specific to, okay, women with like issues with fertility or wanting your hormones to work better. It actually doesn't help specifically with what is throwing it off, right? Yeah, that's good for your overall health, but let's work a little upstream from that, right? To affect the hormones that are more downstream. That makes a bigger impact. That makes it lasting for you. And that makes it more of a tangible result versus you feeling like, well, I cut out sugar and I just cut out dairy because that was supposed to be not good for me or something. Okay, now what? I don't feel any different. I don't know what's anything different. I don't know what's happening. Right? It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. So I'm doing a deep dive because, again, I think there is a huge need for women to really understand more, to really get more quality information and things that you can use, things that you can implement right away, and to know that you're not alone, you're not crazy, and that being lost with the stuff that's out there is normal, right? And that's why I am providing completely different information for you to use, to really use, to start seeing and feeling changes within yourself. So that's what I've got right now. If you guys have questions, again, don't hesitate. I know I say that a lot, right? But this is really my passion. I love educating women just on simple things that you can do to really start taking control of your body and your health again. Because after being lost in the dark, especially with things like fertility, it can be one of the most difficult places to be. So thank you for tuning in. Again, if you know somebody that could use this message, please share this video with them. I'll put these links below. I'll put a link to my YouTube channel where you can subscribe. I will put a link to the download that you can get. And then if you do want that webinar, because I haven't quite released it yet, let me know, send me a message, and I'll put you on the pre-list. Otherwise, everybody have a great night, and I will see you later.